You will not find these 4Runner headlights anywhere else. Alright guys, we just got these 5th gen 4Runner headlights to go on our 4Runner, and I can't wait to see how they look. And as far as tools go, all you're gonna need is a 10 mil and a pry tool. I'm gonna show you just how to install them. Let's go. First step, let's pop the hood. First thing that we're gonna need to do is remove this shroud right here. As you look, you'll see holes where there's supposed to be clips. Ours doesn't have one because we took all our clips out and just never put them back. But when you do have your clips, you just take your pry tool, pop those out, and this thing just comes right out the way. Now, let's start by uninstalling these headlights. Now you'll notice that these are already aftermarket headlights that we had on this vehicle, so we're gonna swap these ones out for the new ones, but the process will be the exact same as if it was on an OEM headlight. Okay, so to go ahead and start, we're gonna start by removing 2 bolts and a clip up top right here. 2 bolts are right here, located right here on the corner of your vehicle. This will pop out with a 10 mil. And the other one is located right here, just by your windshield wiper fluid. Take those 2 out, sit these in a responsible place. Now, take your pry tool, stick it under the thing, pop that up, take it out the hole. Ain't that complicated. So now we're gonna move over here to the passenger side fender. We're gonna need to remove a few bolts on this side so that we can pop out the front of our bumper and get a screw that's located right here on the side of the vehicle. So now our 4Runner has a viper cut because of our tires, otherwise it rubs. And so we only have 1 bolt right here where I believe the OEM has 3 going down. So for us, it's just 1 10 millimeter, but for you, there could be a few more, but really the best way to tell how many bolts you need to do is just anything that's under this line right here, because just your front bumper is coming out. So any bolts that are located in the fender underneath this line, just go ahead and back those out. Once you have those backed out, just go ahead and pull this towards you, kind of on an up angle, and the whole thing should pop out just like that, revealing a bolt up here that needs to be removed. Okay, so if you're like me, you don't want to completely remove your bumper, just kind of push the bumper out of the way, get your 10 mil in there, and back that bolt out, freeing up your headlight to be removed. Okay, so up top right here, to get this screw out that's located right here behind this little mesh piece, you're gonna need to remove a few clips up top and 1 bolt. For me, I don't like taking off my bumper every time I do headlights or anything like that, so I try to keep as much on as I can. So I'm gonna show you how I'll do it, is I'm gonna remove these clips and then I'll just pull this back just enough so that I can either get this or a screwdriver in there to back out that last screw. Okay, so now we're gonna take this right here, get that bolt out, hold on to it. We're gonna take our pry tool and get the rest of these clips removed. So you start right here, this one by the driver's side headlight, work that out. And then there's 4 located right in here. You'll be able to see them just located right on top. You just stick that in, pull that out from right there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so now that your bumper is partially undone and this grill piece is loose, it should be able to pull back far enough that you can see a screw right here, or a bolt right here, that you can stick your screwdriver down in. Go ahead and back that out. Once that screws out, the headlight should be just about ready to pull out. All we'll need to do is unplug the backside. Okay, so once all those screws are out, you're good to pull your headlight out the majority of the way. Remember, you haven't unplugged it from its wiring harness yet. If you don't want to yank it all the way out, just pull it out just to where you can expose those wires behind it so you can get those unplugged. So just go like this, and it should just slide just like so. Okay, so once you have it here, you're gonna look behind the headlight here. Okay, so once you get it pulled to here, you're just gonna kind of lift it up, bring it out just slightly, and go ahead and unplug it from its wiring harness back here. There's a few different clips that need to get unplugged. They're usually pretty easy. It's usually just a one-hand kind of thing, but back those all the way off. And just like that, your headlight is disconnected from the vehicle. So we'll set this aside and go ahead and install our new one. Okay, so now that we've removed the headlight, before we install the other one, we're gonna go ahead and run our wiring harness. All right, so we're gonna start by taking our added fuse that already has a 15 amp fuse in it, and we're gonna plug it into our fuse box itself. Now on our 4Runner, it's a 2016, we are going to use this position right here, which is a 10 amp INJ fuse, which is located right up here. but you'll be able to locate it right on the underside of your fuse box cover, just right there, 10 amp. INJ. All we have to do is pull this 10 amp out. You're gonna put your fuse that you took out into your Attica fuse so that it has both of them. Make sure that it's firmly placed in. Then you're gonna replace this in the exact same position you took it out of. That's a very important part. Okay, once you place that in there, we're gonna go ahead and just kind of tuck this wire down so that it can sit in our fuse box clean. And then we'll go ahead and replace our fuse box cover as soon as we've put this in the correct way that we want it to be. And then go ahead and put this down. Okay, then next, this is an important part. You'll notice you have this like little short end, this little pigtail side. This is gonna go to the driver's side headlight, and then this longer one is gonna go to our passenger side headlight. So right now, I just like to take a little bit of time and just kind of loosely lay these across, get everything plugged in, make sure everything works, and then we'll go ahead and zip tie this into place on like the metal frame to make sure that it stays out of the way and doesn't interfere with anything going on inside the engine. Okay, so once you've laid out that wiring harness, we're gonna go ahead and take all of our plugs, our OEM plugs for the headlight itself, and start plugging them all in, including the wiring harness that we just plugged in. After you do that, sit the headlight wherever you can on the vehicle, and then I like to go test it and make sure everything works before I fully install everything. So let's get plugging everything in. Okay, so there's no real wrong way to do this. They make it really easy. Everything here is plug and play, and the clips that go to where they're supposed to go only fit with their clips. So it's impossible to mix up. You will find, at least on ours, that there is an extra clip that doesn't get plugged in. That is for, on our vehicle, we used to have a side light that was on the side of our headlight, and that just doesn't get utilized on this newer LED system. So we'll go ahead and plug these in all the right positions. Be sure, push them in until you hear them click. It's an important part. All right, last but not least, we'll plug in our wiring harness. This just slides in just like this. The blue end will go inside, this red end, just like that. Slides right in there. And you just push it in until it's firm. And it did come with heat shrink, so you can push this heat shrink over and melt this down if you need to, which we do recommend. Now that we have everything plugged in, set our headlight right there so it's not gonna fall, and I'm gonna go turn on the car, test to make sure everything works. Okay, so what the Attica fuse wiring harness that we just plugged in does is gives these headlights a startup sequence that's really cool. We'll show you guys exactly what that looks like. But located on the back of your headlights, you have two green wires that are either plugged in or not plugged in. If they're not plugged in, you get this cool white DRL that comes down here. But if you plug them in like I'm about to now, I'll show you. It gives that a cool amber DRL. So these headlights are fully customizable in either white or amber DRL, and you can choose to have a startup sequence or not have a startup sequence. Okay, so now that we've gone ahead and checked and made sure everything works, from the turn signal, DRL is the startup sequence, let's go ahead and put the headlight on the vehicle itself. To do this, you just line up all of your holes with the bolts that you took out. Pretty easy, just takes a little bit of maneuvering. Okay, just like that, when you got it in, everything should just click right into place, and we'll go ahead and replace our 10mm bolts and our clips in all of the places that we took out. Okay, we're gonna start by putting our one in down here. Just gonna go ahead and put it in finger tight right here by this corner of the headlight. Then take our 10mm socket or Phillips head screwdriver, kind of pull the grill back a little bit so you got enough space. Tighten that puppy down. Okay, once that's done, pull that out. We'll do these other top ones, and then we'll move to the one on the side. Again, I just like to sit them in place, give them a little twist, and then you can go ahead and work that in there. Okay, and then our top one right here, just go ahead, again, push that into place, and then screw that down. That. Make sure everything slides back in together right. Okay, now we'll do the one located right here on the side of the vehicle. Okay, and in order to do this one, I'm just gonna go ahead, line up this hole, and so once that's in, go ahead and line this back up, push all those back into place, and then we'll replace our bolts that were located right here on the side. Remember, we only have one, but you'll have multiple. Okay, and then you just go ahead and place that in there. Make sure it's locking that fender liner up as well as your bumper in place. Okay, so now we'll take our center bolt and place it back. Okay, and finally, we'll do all of our little push clips back in their places. Go ahead, slide those in, and then push them into place just like that. Right here on this side of the headlight, and then right here on this side of this headlight. Push them into place. Then you'll have 4 more to go down on the inside of the top part of your mesh grill. Just slides in and clip into place. Super easy. And just like that, we're all good. All right, guys, that's how you install them. I think that they look great, but really, let's let you be the judge. Take a look at just how cool these are.